Hello everyone, this is Taryn with Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. Today I am taking some notes on chapter 6 of the book, The Heart of Jesus by Dane Ortlund. If you have heard of that author, it's probably because you've heard of the book Gentle and Lowly. This book, The Heart of Jesus, is actually a concise and updated version of Gentle and Lowly. Both are excellent books. I'm actually reading both at the same time right now, just kind of comparing what was taken out of The Heart of Jesus to make it a little bit shorter, and also seeing the updated language, which honestly, it didn't really need much updating at all. It's a fairly new book, but it's helpful for those who might be a younger generation or whatnot. So anyways, I am journaling today Hebrews 7:25, which says, "He is able to save to the uttermost those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them." So I have my Blue Letter Bible app out, and I am doing a little bit of a word study of the word uttermost. Dane Ortlund also goes over this in the book. I am stamping the Greek word out on this label using By the Well for God's Greek stamp set. I absolutely love the Greek and Hebrew stamp sets from By the Well for God. Super helpful when you're doing word studies. And I will add his little definition down below. And then I will use tile alphas to add the Strong's Concordance number, which is G3838. I also grabbed out my Digging Deep stamp set. Now, this one is out of stock currently from By the Well for God, but I'm hoping that Lori brings this back. I think it's a great one for taking notes, and especially for this Disciples Journal. And so I'm just making a little arrow connection between uttermost and the word study for that word. Now, I'll handwrite out this verse of Hebrews 7:25. Now, it is a little bit of a longer verse, especially with my little bubble letters. And so I had to put it on two labels. So no big deal. I'm going to put them together so they look nice. However, since I am sitting down and not directly over my notebook, I do end up putting these a little crooked down. But no worries, because I'm going to add some florals that will take your eye away from the crookedness. I'll also add another arrow up to that verse. This is from the Digging Deep stamp set again. And then I break out these florals. So these floral ephemera pieces are from the Silent Voices kit. That's the March 2025 kit from By the Well for God. I really like the pop of color that they bring. However, watching me fussy cut out florals probably isn't that intriguing, so I'm going to fast forward that for you. And I'm going to put this floral bunch up in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to glue both of these pieces down so they're hanging off the page, and then I will trim the excess off and also use those pieces to put on my page around the labels, so it looks like florals are just behind the labels, and it'll just add a little bit of color. You can't really tell that they're florals if you just looked at the label themselves, but since you have florals on the rest of the page, you can definitely tell what they are. On a little side note that I meant to mention at the beginning of this video, if I sound off today, it is because I'm doing a voiceover in the car. I am playing chauffeur today and decided, why not do a voiceover while I'm waiting for dance class to be done? And so that's what I'm doing today. And I can tell you it is 71 degrees outside, and it is so hot in this car that my phone has already lost one voiceover. So this is actually my second try because my phone overheated. So I'm hoping to get this done and do it well for you. But that's why I may be a little bit off. So anyways, now we have a little quote from Dane Ortlund that I took from the book. He says, "God's forgiving, redeeming, restoring touch reaches down into those places in our lives where we are most ashamed, most defeated. More than this, those dark places are themselves where Christ loves us the most. His heart willingly goes there. His heart is most strongly drawn there. We cannot sin our way out of his tender care." He also talks about the word always in this verse, and so I want to take some notes on that. But I had these clear stickers that are like highlighter marks, and so I added that and used a quick dry marker from Mr. Pen. And then I also tried to add a clear sticker with a heart with a little outline with the pen, but I didn't like how my outline looked. And so I'm going to add more florals, because why not? So I'm going to add florals around the page. It's going to look like a jungle when I'm done, and that's okay with me. So the quote that I'm going to add under always says, "The divine Son never stops bringing his atoning life, death, and resurrection before his Father in a moment-by-moment way." I'm going to add another verse to the bottom of this page, which is Romans 8:34, that was referenced alongside David Guzik's commentary on this verse. And so I'm just going to use my title alphas to add that with that little geo tracker sticker. And then I'm going to go back to that Digging Deep stamp set. There are some words that I want to use on top of this page, including key verse and remember above this verse. And so I'm going to kind of curve that word key verse or words key verse to fit that arrow pointing to the Hebrews 7:25. And then I will add remember right above the Romans 8:34. And then I'm going to add a little bit of more notes. This was some thoughts from Bunyan, and he writes, "There's the mathematical side to our salvation. Jesus paid our debt. But there's also interceding, which simply reflects the sheer delight Jesus has in endlessly celebrating that freedom we now enjoy." So to complete this page, I will just add "He will never let go" underneath uttermost, and also my verse reference of Hebrews 7:25 with different alphas and numbers. And then just add some highlighters here and there on spots that really stood out to me. And then guys, this page will be done. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. I'll try to leave everything I used down below in the description, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Also, side note, I will never do a voiceover in the car again, so if this did sound weird, don't worry, it's not going to happen, at least not in spring, summer, or fall in North Carolina, because it is way too hot. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.